Hello everyone once again and welcome back to Packs and Recreation, and today we're going to open a Elite Trainer box from Sword and Shield Lost Origin featuring Giratina, which if you are like me, then you remember this is Giratina in the something forum. I don't remember the name of the forum. Does it say it somewhere here? Nope. Giratina V-Star, so it doesn't say the form, because the normal Giratina form is actually with 4 legs, if I recall correctly. This is like the space form or something like that. It contains 8 TCG boosters, 65 card sleeve, 45 energy cards, player's guide, damage counter dice, competition legal coin flip die, acrylic condition markers, acrylic V-Star, collector box, and a code card. So let's see what's up. As you can tell right now, because these are older products compared to some of the ones that we already opened, and this is going to be unnecessarily difficult because I refuse to grab a knife for these videos. Okay, there you go. As you can tell, these have less boosters than some of the more recent ones, like the Pokemon Go one or the Scarlet Violet one. So let's start with the book, Sword and Shield Lost Origin. So here you go, the description, and Giratina comes back. You know, some of the context, some of the new cards like Curem and Delphox, Curem V and Curem V Max, Enamorous V, you know, basically all the V cards, which are all the craziness right now. At least there is a good, balance, like risk reward, in the sense that, yeah, you can use V Max or V cards as much as you want, but if you lose with them, you lose faster because you lose 2 prizes, so that's great. And then the list of cards. Poliwhirl is here, Delphox is as well. There's such a big pool of Pokemon now that you can just like try to guess, and you are likely not going to get the Pokemon. I mean, Pikachu, I don't know if Pikachu is in every set, I don't think he is. But at the very least, they try to keep it varied. The one Pokemon that is never here is Kadabra, and Kadabra is going to come back somewhere this year because of the relaunch, and because Uri Geller finally said, like, okay, come on, you can just use Kadabra, it's okay, we're cool. Some of the rainbow cards, some of the gold cards, some of the negative cards. Ooh, Fat Pikachu and Mew, nice. And you can watch some Pokemon episodes, which you could already do if you had nice looking box. I think I prefer it's not the best looking box though. It feels kind of underwhelming, to be honest. It looks better here than it does in the box. The poster with the artwork that we've already seen sometimes already. I can just open it for the sake of opening the thing. This has a trick. If you actually manage to open it correctly the first time, then it will just peel off easily. If you don't, then you need to need to work double for it. Like, see what's happening there? That means that I need to work double for it. But on this side, it peeled correctly. See that this is the whole thing, but it's made like that. See, it's made so that it will peel. Then you go here, do that, and it's kind of a poster to a degree. So it's a composite image. I guess you could use it as a poster. I mean, the alternative is just throw it away, which, I mean, you can. So the box, Lost Origin, what does it contain? Besides what we already saw in the description of the box. Let's see, let's start with order. So some of the markers, status markers, the V-Star marker, and the die, red, and very nice looking transparent die right there. Nice. And the magical cardboard that looks like something from Freddy Krueger, apparently. Which I guess you could say fits Giratina. To me, it doesn't really fit Giratina, but what do I know? The sleeves, some with golden interior for Giratina. Nice. A code that you can use. and the energy pack, which, you know, just a bunch of energy so you can start playing right away, and the boosters, the reason why you are here. It's funny. Wait, and the dividers. So the giratina dividers, so you can organize your collection. Very nice looking. It's funny how they have been changing and tweaking subtly, very subtly, all the Elite Trainer boxes to come with more or less stuff. This one is closer to the... Oops, no ninja for this one. This one is closer to a Magic the Gathering bundle to a degree. It's not as bad because it actually has a player's guide and, you know, all the stuff, the dice and the counters and the sleeves. But, you know, it's 8 boosters as well. It doesn't have the manual, you know. It's awfully close. Gloomy, Mawile, or Mawile, I don't know how you want to pronounce it. There is one good way and one wrong way, so I let you pick. Slugma, Clefairy. Back in the day, the only way to know how to correctly pronounce a Pokemon was to play Pokemon Stadium or something like that. And the announcer will be like, you know, like, Charmeleon is about to attack. And you're like, okay, it's pronounced Charmeleon. Which, well, if you speak English, then it's obvious. If you don't, it's not that obvious. Ooh, Shiftry. Nice. Shiftry has always been like this crazy evolution to me because the previous steps are not as crazy, and then this thing comes around and it's like, oh, okay, geez. Calm down, don't hit me. So, energy, grass energy, appropriate. Electric, see, like, obviously, and that's one thing that we can discuss right away. Riley, interesting. And Gloom, oh, nice, in the Starry Night style. And a code for you. Obviously, if you speak English, the Pokemon names are kind of tailored for you because they are, well, okay, so in this video we are not going to do any ninja openings apparently, because those are the English translations of the names. For example, Bulbasaur is not called Bulbasaur in Japanese. It's called Fushigidane, right? Which means strange, isn't it? So, and that's a strange name. Yes, it is, but you have to take the context of Pokemon and its origins into account. Like, for example, Charmander is, you know, charcoal, salamander, that kind of thing. So it makes sense for us. But in Japanese, it's basically Hitokage, which is fire lizard. And that's appropriate. Kind of boring, but very appropriate. Ooh, cast form. Nice. Although these type of cards normally appear with their trainer to a degree, or, you know, with an important character, and I obviously, like, we are not doing that anymore. But back in the day, when you had the Team Rocket and the gym sets, it would be like, you know, Misty's Star Me, Misty's Star You, that kind of thing. So it could be like, you know, trainers. I don't remember the name of this trainer. Cast form, but I digress. Dugong. A V-Star marker, which always feels kind of meh in my humble opinion. It's like, well, okay, thank you for a V-Star marker. Mian Shao, nice looking art right there. Lady, one of the most generic names ever. Hisuian Sliggoo. So we have Gumi and Sliggoo. So we're just missing one, and code, which we actually, the one we're missing, we actually cracked it in another video. Gudra. Yeah, these boosters are conspiring against me. Jinx. So, for example, in English, it makes sense that you will be like, oh, Lidwick, okay, it makes sense, and Oddish, because it's an odd radish, and, you know, that kind of stuff. But you have to take one thing into consideration. The English names, which are considered the global names most of the time, are really also the names for Spanish, Italian, and I don't remember, there was another language, and Portuguese-speaking countries, right? So, ooh, Roserade. See, again, it should be like trainers rosterate, but okay. Nice looking. Two trainers and Pokemon out of 2. Nice. Gliscor. And for example, because France and Germany, they do have localized names. So for them, it makes sense. Now it makes it a pain if you're trying to search for something in the wiki because it's not the same name. Ooh, gift energy. But let's be honest, it's nice that some countries have, their version and the code, their version of the names of the Pokemon because it makes sense. Ironically, for Italy, Spain, and Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese, and other languages that are not like Japanese, French, and German, we all share the same names of the Pokemon. However, how they are pronounced, that's really up to each person. Oops, we don't have a space for dark. Bam, 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 bam. I guess I can just move this around. This is a problem that we don't have with Magic because we don't have that many card types. Here you try to divide them by type or color type, and everything goes haywire. Okay, Paras. Oh man, Paras. Paras was one of my original Pokemon in my Pokemon Red copy. It was in my original team, and I never evolved it to a Parasect. And you may be thinking, why? That's kind of Poliwag. That's weird, right? Ooh, Beautifly. Nice. And the reason is kind of interesting. Even as a kid, and as in Pokemon Red, which was on the Game Boy, which if Pokemon is attached, you can do 7 cards. Okay, nice. I'm going to put this with the energies. Yeah, sure. Aboma Snow. Even as a kid, and with the graphics of Pokemon Red in the Game Boy, which, if you go look it up, some of the art for some of the sprite work for Gen 1 Pokemon was just Aboma Snow, in the sense that it was, they tried. The machine only had certain capacities, and the Pokemon were not that well defined. And let's be honest, the first Pokemon was kind of a, let's see if it works, because if it's basically a JRPG about catching bugs and stuff. Seal is the type of name that is like, for me, it's always been like Seal. But if you speak English, obviously, it's like, oh, that's a seal. That's not like, haha, interesting, right? That's not a very cool name. And I remember back in the day, even though, matchup in 3D, nice. Even though, oh, Pikachu. Even though you could, make it somehow of the Pokemon just by looking at them. I remember looking at Parasect, and it has no eyes. It has white eyes. And I was like, and then I cut, Aerodactyl, nice. I mean, again, mixed feelings with these cards, because these look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the sense that it's like no background and kind of basic posing to a degree. So it's like, it's cool looking, obviously it's a good card, or I think it's a good card. And, but visually it's very meh, but still, good looking nonetheless. Dark Energy. And in the case of Paras, basically what happened was that I didn't want for the mushroom to take over, because if you read the Pokédex entry, Parasect is basically that the mushroom that is on the back of Paras takes over the insect, right? So that's why it has white eyes. It's basically what a lot of people are losing their minds right now about The Last of Us and stuff like that. It's like please, Pokemon already did that with Paras and Parasect. Is basically the same thing. And I remember as a kid, I looked at that and was like, no, I don't want my poor Paras to be a zombie. So I never evolved it. And obviously Paras was not the best Pokemon in my party. well, back in the day, to be honest, it wasn't that competitive or that important because you mostly play against the machine or your friends, and then everyone had like the 3 legendary birds and Mewtwo and yada yada yada. But nice in yarn style. But oh, Vileplume, nice. But I remember not wanting my Paras to be subjected to a fungus, so I never, I never evolved it, and it basically has Luminion. Nice. It basically has had all the HM moves, like hidden machine ones. It had cut, dig. Well, dig is not an HM, but you get the point. And I think it had flash, maybe. I don't remember. Oh, this video is just like no ninja packs. I ninja packed one, and that's basically it. And there is another HM. Like it basically was the HM slave for the team. If you're wondering what was the rest of the team, I can't remember 100%, but I think it was obviously Blastoise, because hashtag Blastoise for life. Pidgeot, Paras, well, Mewtwo when it came to that. Oh, nice, Comfy. Ooh, nice art of Politoed. I remember when Politoed came around, I was like, why is that a different evolution for Poliwhirl? Like, what the like, I think it's the one that they wanted to do because Poliwrath is just too similar to Poliwhirl. So I guess it was Blastoise, Pidgeot, Paras, Mewtwo, because of course I have Mewtwo, like sorry not sorry. And I can't remember the others, and I never can remember the others because like 4, basically we are missing 2 Pokemon, last booster by the way. So I think one was Primeape, I think, because I love Primeape, and I was like, oh well, fighting type, you may need that. And the other, I don't know, to be honest, because I actually got to get the 150 Pokemon, but I didn't like have all the starters with me or anything. Like they were in the box, in the PC box. Like I wasn't that type of person to just have like a Charizard and a Venusaur in my party. I don't remember what was the other Pokemon, but I think it was a fire one. Odd, or I don't know. Maybe it was a legendary bird and it was Articuno or Zapdos, maybe just to balance it out. But again, for context, because it's kind of like, too OP. Like you had Mewtwo, Articuno and Zapdos, and then like Blastoise, which the starters were kind of OP back in the day, because even if you don't want it to. And the last code. So let's pick the best one from each category. Let's start with Dark. Spinarak, for some reason, is dark in this thing, so it's going to be Spinarak. Because, of course, in Dragon, well, it's a shame that we didn't get the Hisuian Gudra, but I think it's going to be Gumi. Just like Gumi. For Psychic, or like Fairy, everything that's pink, basically. Well, Zorua is nice looking. Jinx is nice looking as well. Oh. But I'm between Ghastly and Clefairy. I'm going with this Clefairy pick. I think I already picked it in another video, but I just like it. It's a bunch of Clefairies dancing in the moon, like a sect. Pikachu, Electrike, Electrike or Electric. Let's see how many ways they can just play with the word electric, right? It's going to be Pikachu. You can never go wrong with Pikachu. In the fire department, Slugma, Lidwick, and Slugma. I'm going to be Slugma because it just looks more interesting and it's like 3D in the grass, like real grass type looking thing. In terms of grass, let's touch some grass. Vileplume, Silicone, Beautyfly. It's a shame that Beautyfly is already bent, but Oh, okay, it's going to be the Roserade card. Even though Shift Tree is great, and you can see like the poison flying out of the card or something. But yeah, it's going to be Roserite. It just looks amazing. Look at that. It's like a portrait. In metal, well, we don't have much of a choice, do we? So it's going to be Bronzer. In normal, it's going to be Cast Form, of course, because look at that. Jeez. And in fighting / ground / rock, look at that Machoke posing, looking at the horizon. I think it's going to be Aerodactyl, even though I complained about the card, but I don't have any other card that I'm like, oh yeah. So this one at least. Although I have to admit, if I saw this card like this with all this shine, I would think it's a copy, like it's a fake card, because it just looks too on the nose, you know what I mean? For it to be an official Pokemon card, I don't know. Box of Disaster. I think it's going to be Riley. I always liked the mystery around Riley, in the games at least. And for Water / Ice, I think that the type that is like cheating the most is Fire, because it's just Fire pretty much. It does accommodate for other Pokemon from time to time, but it's most of the time it's Fire. So I like the Politoed. This Ducklet, I love it because it's like a real picture, and then there is like the Pokemon is just like a doll, like a plastic figure. So I'm between Ducklet, but I'm thinking I'm going with Dugong, because this looks like the cards of back in the day, like, you know, the full artistic thing that you look at the Pokemon like, oh my god, so much detail. It's not like in the games. And that's pretty much it. Let me know if you think I should have picked something else, or you prefer a different card for each type. Now, in regards to the Elite Trainer box, is it worth it? Well, as usual, it's X amount of boosters, so you might as well just buy the boosters or buy the singles, which is better. That way you're not gambling. But if you like the box artwork, which to be honest is kind of the most meh to me in a degree, it looks kind of meh. Like, it's not the best looking box in my humble opinion. So, I mean, in this, and also it's like two different sides, which is not the case with some of the others. This side looks better. This side just looks very meh. So I prefer this side, I guess. But again, the colors are not doing it for me. So, you know, but it's personal preference. So if you like this box and you like the box and the sleeves and all the stuff, because it's like the box is whatever, it's cardboard. Everything is cardboard to a degree, but you get the dividers, nice looking dividers. Again, one side is kind of meh, the other is more good looking, and then you get the energies, the sleeves, the dice, different type of dice, and the V-star counters and the status counter. Like, is it worth it? Well, it depends on your mileage. As usual, I think that this is a great gift to give to someone that is starting Pokemon. This is like a great way to start your collection. You even have sleeves, and you have energy, so you can start playing. That's great. If you're a already established player, it can be nice. For example, one thing that I do is I like to buy one of these for each set, so that you can, even if I don't collect all the cards, at least I have like the collection very well organized like this, you know, like all the boxes side by side. But that's me. I have serious problems, send help. But overall, I think it's okay. Now, this one in particular, I think now should be cheaper, so grab it for cheap. You can't go wrong with it. As a present, it's just a great way to start. So that's basically it. Let me know what you think in the comments, like, subscribe, and all this stuff. This has been PAX and Recreation. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you had a great time. Have a nice day, night, or evening, or whatever. See you next time. Bye. Thank you.